Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing about the sexual reproduction in Marchantia. And for today, we will be focusing only on the Anthridio4 and Anthridium structures. The next part we will discuss in another video. So, sexual reproduction in case of Marchantia, here they have the sex organs, and as already mentioned, these sex organs will be born on certain stalk-like structures. These stalk-like receptacles are known as gametophores. Okay, so the stalk where which bears the anthridiums are called anthridiophores, and those stalks or those receptacles bearing the female sex organ, that is the archegonium, is known as archegoniophores. Okay, so there are gametophores. Gametophores are nothing but stalked receptacles on which the sex organs are being born. So the stalk or the receptacle which bears the male sex organ is known as anthridiophore, and those bearing female sex organs are known as archegoniophores. So let us go into the details of sexual reproduction. In case of Marchantia is heterothallic. We have mentioned it in the previous videos. So there are the male plant and female plants are separate. The anthridiophores will be born on male plant, while the archegoniophores are born on the female plant. Okay, so this is the details of anthridiophores. Anthridiophores, they are the receptacles which bear the anthridium, and it is approximately 3 centimeters long, and it has a convex shape, and it bears peltate disc at its apex, and the number of lobes in that peltate disc, it varies among the species. So each species will be having different number of lobes in this peltate disc. And the anthridial chambers, these are the anthridiums. So these anthridiums are seen or born on certain chambers. So these are the anthridial chambers. These anthridial chambers alternate with air chambers. You can see here air chamber. This is another air chamber. This is another air chamber. So each of these anthridial chamber is alternating with air chambers. And this anthridial chamber, it opens out through a pore which is known as ostiole. Okay, and the anthridiums, they are acropetal in succession. That means the older anthridiums are found in the central region, and the younger ones towards the tip region. So the development of anthridium starts from the center of the axis, and it prolongs towards the apex of the lobe. So the anthridiums arise in acropetal succession. Now coming to the mature structure of a mature anthridium. Regarding the structure of anthridium is a pear-shaped or a globular-shaped structure. It is attached to the base of the anthridial chamber. This is the chamber inside which anthridium is found. So this is the anthridium, and this anthridium is attached to the base of the chamber by means of a multicellular stalk. And the body of the anthridium, as you can see here, it has a sterile jacket layer. It you can see here, this is the jacket layer, the inner uniseriate layer you can see, not this one, I'm talking about this layer. So this is the single layered jacket layer, sterile jacket layer. Okay, and this jacket layer encloses within it a mass of androcytes. These shaded portion, these are the androcytes. So the single jacket layer, it encloses a mass of androcytes, and these androcytes, it metamorphoses to anthrozoids. Anthrozoids are the male gamete. So anthrozoids are rod-like and biflagellate structures. Okay, so that is about the structure of a mature anthridium. And regarding the dehiscence of anthrozoids, water will be collected on the peltate disc. This is the peltate disc. So water will be collected in the peltate disc either or in the rhizoidal grooves of the anthridiophore. And these water, it enter into the anthridial chamber through this ostiole. Water enters into the anthridial chamber, and so the cells at the distal end of the jacket, that is this one, cells at the distal end of the jacket, it will be, what happens to it, it disintegrates. So thus the anthridial wall, it ruptures, and the sterile jacket layer, it ruptures, and the androcytes, which is inside the anthridium, it comes out through this ostiole to the surface of the disc, and there it spread along, and the anthrozoids come out. So this is all about the dehiscence. So once again, in brief, we have the gametophores. Gametophores are the receptacles which bears the sex organs. Male and female are different plants. They are dioecious. Marchantia is dioecious. So in male plant, the anthridium is born on the receptacles, which is known as anthridiophores. Anthridiophores are approximately 3 centimeters in length, and they have a peltate disc at its apex, and this peltate disc will be having number of lobes. The number of lobes, it varies in each species. So on this peltate disc, they will be having chambers inside which anthridium will be found. So that chamber is called anthridial chamber, and anthridial chambers alternate with air chambers. Anthridial chambers open out to the exterior environment through a pore known as ostiole, and the development of anthridium is found in acropetal succession. So the mature ones will be found near the center, and the younger ones towards the apex of the lobes. And regarding the structure of mature anthridium, it is a pear-shaped or globular structure, and attached to the base of the anthridial chamber by a multicellular stalk. It will be having a sterile, single layered sterile jacket, and inside this will be the androcytes. Each androcytes metamorphoses to anthrozoids, and anthrozoids are rod-like structures and are multiflagellate also. And for dehiscence, water will be collected on this peltate disc, and thus water enters into the anthridial chamber through the ostiole, and this water causes the rupture of the sterile jacket at the distal end, and it causes the androcytes to come out. And then what happens on the surface of the peltate disc, the androzoids they spread apart, and what happens, the anthrozoids come out. So this is how they are dehisced. In the next video, we will discuss about the structure of archegoniophore and also the structure of mature archegonium. Okay, for now this is all. Thank you.